The following episode might contain content that you might not be comfortable listening to. This might range from swearing to references to self-harm and substance abuse. Please proceed with caution and don't hesitate to reach out for help if you need it. If you could relive one event in your life, what would it be? Birthday event or birthday party? I guess that's a more stable way to put it. Birthday parties in general, celebrations, graduation, prom for some people, prom and homecoming. What would it be? Hello, my name is Hazy, who killed Hazy, and welcome back to yet another episode of the Only Rainy Days podcast. And as a direct answer to my own question, because I feel like I should probably do that. You know, if I'm going to ask a question, I should probably answer it. I don't have one. I don't know. I cherish the small moments so much more than anything relatively big. I feel as if it's happened in my life that it's kind of hard to put it into words, honestly. I don't really know. Like, if I was to sit here and lay down, regular night type shit, I'm about to go to bed, or I'm at least in bed and I'm just kind of thinking, my brain will play back some of the, I guess, relatively most mundane moments of my life, because those are the ones that I like. Those are the moments that I love, like when I think of my best homie of the last 13, 14 years or some shit, I always just I don't think about, the party, like, I guess it's homecoming. I don't know, because we started going to different schools right before high school. So junior high, 8th year, if there's like a breaking correlation, cultural, something like that. Like, we went to school from 3rd year to 8th year, 3rd grade to 8th grade. And I know there was a lot of birthday parties that he invited me to during that time period. There was like some sort of party that the school had like in 8th grade before we all graduated and shit. And I know that we were there. I think I still have a picture from then somewhere in this house, somewhere between 6th and 8th grade, because that was junior high for me. I don't think about that. I don't think about when we both got drunk and was drinking Red Bull and we were studying for the SAT or none of that shit. Like, whenever I think about my homie, I just think about like sometimes like when he comes back into town, because he's out of town because he's in college and shit like that. Like, we'll just sit there and we'll just chop it up. Like, he'll just pick me up, we'll run to the store, buy ourselves like a bottle of like some random vodka that my mom fucking would hate to see. Basically, it's like par for course. And we'll just go to his house and we'll just sit in his dining room and we'll just drink the vodka and other random shit, and we'll just talk about life. And we'll just talk about things that are going on, just like random shit, random topics, whatever just fucking fits. And those would be like the great moments. This is what I think about a lot. We would just walk through the mall. We'll go to the mall. We'll drive 30, 40 minutes out just to walk around the mall like a bunch of pedestrians and just talk about shit. Shit, I remember our conversation before, what the fuck was that? I don't even remember. Oh, it was when he got his license. I remember he got his license while we were all in high school, of course. And I was still home for the summer because I still went to a boarding school, high school at the time. I remember like 2-3 days before I was scheduled to go back to campus, he picked me up and we were just driving around doing stupid shit. And I just remember the drive back home for me. Like, we went out, we did some shit. He was driving me back home and we were just talking on the way there. And that conversation was like 6 years ago or some shit at this point. 5 to 6 years ago. And I still recall that more than any of the birthday parties or shit like that. Like, that weighs heavy on my mind. I love that type of shit. I did not expect to think about old memories for this long. I gotta get back. I gotta put my head back on my shoulders here. I gotta focus up, because I think this episode is gonna be kind of like this is gonna be like, I guess, a sequel, a follow-up to last episode, because I don't know, like, I recorded the last episode with a lot of shit was on my mind, and a lot of progression in some sorts and things like that happened since I recorded that episode. So everything everything I've been thinking of for the last week or 2 weeks, stuff like that, is all kind of just correlated. Because when I recorded Glimmers and Shimmers, episode 37, you know, it was a rather, I mean, I'm still in turbulence, but it was a rather turbulent time for me. A lot of shit was going on. I was getting ready to move out. I was getting ready to move out for one reason or another. Right now is not necessarily the best time to speak as to why or any more specifics or anything like that, but fell apart. Fell apart like last second. Like it's 2:26 in the morning on Tuesday, April 23rd. I was scheduled to yeah, shit. I was gonna spend the money, rent the U-Haul out tomorrow on Wednesday. Thursday, Wednesday was gonna get the U-Haul, pack everything. Thursday was gonna be driving to a whole new city. See, I've never even been to actually, which is a crazy idea, by the way. But I might touch on that later. But I was getting ready to just take all my shit to a whole new city and move in with one of my friends, one of my friends I've known for the last 7, 8 years at this point, and that was just gonna be reality for me. But that fell apart like a couple days ago. Some of the specifics it didn't work out. It didn't work out, and my friend just had to say like, really sorry about it, but this shit's not gonna work. Like we gotta cancel our plans. And I mean, I respect him for it. Because he told me immediately. He was straight up blunt about it. I'm pretty sure he told me the moment that he got out of conversations. Like, he texted me immediately. It's like, hey man, like, I know this isn't the news you want to hear, but we gotta put these plans on hold, or we gotta just cancel the plans like entirely, because shit ain't gonna work. And I don't know, because I've talked to some people about it, not a lot, but they were asking like, how do you feel about that? And I would always tell them like, oh, it's fine, it's chilling, it's cool, like, it's whatever. Ignoring some of the reasons why I was so hasty to move out in the first place. But it's a little disappointing in a way. It's a little disappointing. And like, I'm fine. Like, in one way, I'm fine about it, because I just get to keep stacking my money up. I don't have to worry about the expenses and things like that. Like, there still is a level of comfort, at the very least, financial security found living at home still, because living at home, I don't pay rent here. I don't pay for anything when it comes to relating to like the cost of living. No utilities, no groceries, no nothing. Hell, I can even borrow a car if I need to go somewhere. So like, it's comfortable in that sense. But I was willing to move because I wanted to take those risks head on for the freedom that I would feel. I feel like a lot of my dreams, a lot of my plans, I feel like when I need to truly dive into what I want to dive into, the freedom of not feeling like I'm going to be bothered or randomly disturbed for it, was kind of based into those plans, because the plans came up fast. And because moving out for the first time is always going to be some sort of debacle. Like, it's gonna be scary. I don't really know if you can truly prepare yourself for it unless you're like born a millionaire or some shit. Like, I sat down for a lot of those days in between getting the plan set up and waiting for the plan to be fully executed, just planning everything out, planning what, from the money that I have now, the money that I'm expecting to come in, to how am I going to structure my days and myself once I get there. Because once I get there, I have enough to live, I don't have enough to prosper, which was a scary part for me. But I just wanted to make sure I had everything down. I had so many plans built around moving out, because I feel like that's how it should be. Like, I committed my head to it 100%. And once it like fell apart, I was like cool about it for like a day or two. And I just realized like all the stress is kind of hit me back, because in a way I felt like I was about to like escape some of the feelings that I have. And then, I don't know, no, essentially almost out of nowhere though, that feeling of being able to escape just kind of got yoinked from me. I mean, I still can, but it's more financially scary than what it would have been if this plan worked out. So like, I'm just trying to ease my mind and change the plans. But that's just like where the disappointment comes from. Like, I had so many plans and ideas, and I had the will to make sure that all the personal schedule I was thinking of, like, I was gonna fit that shit regardless of what it takes. Like, I had so much shit planned out. I still have both my notebooks that I was using to plan everything out sitting to the side of me. I didn't even put them back where they usually sit. Like, I wanted it. I wanted it fucking badly. But at the same time, if I can just try to find any sort of peace and comfort while still moving towards my goals while I'm still here, then I should just take that. I should just take that than spending an extra $300, $400 per month just to feel like I'll have that, because I'll be in a whole different ballpark of stress. I didn't even want to pay what in relation to how much I make currently. I was still kind of uncomfortable with the move, but I was willing to sit there and make that shit work. But if I was to move out on my own, or because it would probably have to be solo, because I don't really know any other roommates at the moment, like, that shit just gets scary. That shit gets really scary to the point where it's almost dumb. It's almost dumb. At that point, I'd have to just weigh how much do I want to leave versus, like, how much risk am I willing to put myself into? Because at the end of the day, if I feel like I gotta leave for one reason or another, I got to. I gotta die for my beliefs. That's kind of where I sit. I believe in dying for your own cause, whatever it is. Be sensible about the shit. Obviously, be very fucking sensible. Sit back, talk about it to a lot of people around you, and really understand if you need to take it to that length. And I don't have to take it to that length. If I get a roommate, then I'll shoot for it and I'll die for it. But to move out solo, given my financial situation, just because I think that it will give me a little bit more freedom in the time that I have for a certain goal, like, I'm asking to almost work myself to death in some way. Like, it's a little bit too much. But I had so much planned for, like, the future. If the moving out thing kind of worked out, that I'm lost. I'm lost in a way. I just have to be, I gotta be frank. I gotta be honest. I don't want to sit here and lie. It makes no sense to sit here and lie. Like, I'm a little lost because I built within the first week of this month, April, I had the plans made, set out. I spent 2 weeks getting everything into stone in my head, getting everything planned out. Then it got ripped from me. And I had so much I wanted to do, so much I wanted to announce, that, like, I have to kind of work myself backwards in a way. I have to remove some of the plans and some of the ideas I had in my mind, because it's no longer the right time to really execute it. It's not good for now. I have to keep them there. I have to rewrite the plan, basically, because I was coasting for a bit. Then I made a plan that was all around being serious, and now I need to figure out, like, where's the middle ground? Like, I want to be able to breathe while I'm still able to breathe, but at the same time, I want myself to be dedicated to leaning in and getting the shit done. Like, I want to be able to get whatever I want done, and that's, like, no question. Like, I gotta still rewire my brain a little bit, but it leaves me a little confused now, because now I gotta rewrite the plan. I gotta go. It's not a complete send back to step one, but it feels damn near close. I just gotta rewrite the plan and just get my shit stable, man. Just figure out, where do I go from here? I didn't move out. I didn't, leave some of these feelings behind and gain a new type of freedom to chase my passions in the way that I want to. All right, that is what it is, because you get to stack your money up more. So next time you have this feeling where you think you should leave, you'll be in an even better position for it. All right, you'll be all right. Just try to, calm yourself down. I'm trying to calm myself down, but it's just, I don't know why I'm so afraid to say this shit, but because I told everyone around me that asked, like, how you feeling because the plans fell apart. I told them, like, I'm fine. It's cool. It's whatever. Like, it's out of my control. So why feel so harshly about it? And that's honestly my entire outlook on life. Like, if it's not in your control, like, you need to just sit the fuck down and chill out. Like, like, if you have no control on the matter, then the quicker that you can dispel your feelings about it, the better, because the emotions don't do anything but harm you in that sense. Like, you see a bad situation, but you can't do anything about it. Like, if you can, the quicker you can get to just forgetting that it happened and trying to just adjust, I just see that as the better, because my emotions won't. I'm sounding like a broken fucking record, but the emotions just won't do me any justice here. Like, it doesn't matter how disappointed I feel that some of these things that I was planning can't be done. Only thing that matters is figuring out, where do I go from here? And once I figure out where I want to go, I'll feel motivated again, and then I'll be all right. But I've just been in I'm like, at least other people, I guess. I'm like, I've been afraid to just kind of say, like, it fucked me up a little bit to have the plans crash in front of me. It's just like everything. And that's what I mean by this episode's a little bit of a sequel to the last, because at least in the last one, I still had the hope that, like, when I recorded it, the whole apartment thing was still like full steam. Everything was getting good, and I was working out everything I needed to make sure that it would happen. I had like that glimmer in my eye. I felt fired up. I was scared. I was scared as shit. I'm not gonna lie, because it's a new experience. Why wouldn't I feel completely comfortable? Why would I feel completely safe? But I felt safe enough. I felt confident enough. I felt comfortable enough, and I wanted to jump for it, regardless of what anyone told me, because I believe in myself, and I believe in my ideals, and I believe in my passions, and I felt completely comfortable for it. But between that plan kind of falling apart in the way that it did, or just the fact that it fell apart in the first place, mixed in with how the last month or 2 months at this point have been going, like, I've been fucked up. I don't really know a better way to put it. I've just been fucked up. Like, I'm sitting here with a whole lot of, like, it's a shit cake. It's just a shit cake. I think that's the best way to put it. Like, it's a shit cake, and I don't want to just blame everything that's been happening recently as your disappointment from this one idea, this one dream being snatched from you is the reason why you're falling so hard. But, like, I'm falling. I've been trying this last couple of days or so since I noticed. I've been trying to pull myself out of it, away, trying to prevent the fall, trying to just do anything to make sure I don't just completely lose it. But I know I've been losing. I just know. Like, I'm too aware. I'm too self-aware to sit here and try to act either in public or in private that I haven't been losing it. I haven't been sleeping. I haven't been eating. I have not been sleeping much. I haven't been eating much. I feel like my alcohol consumption went up a little bit. I'm drinking a lot of Red Bull. I'm drinking Red Bulls per day now. I haven't even drank a Red Bull since I was working 2 jobs. Like, I gave that shit up for like a year and a half of drinking anything like caffeinated outside of like a random coffee or cappuccino, because, well, coffee's delicious. But here I am. I'm kicking the chair that has it right now. Last night while I was like drunk off my ass, I bought a 24 pack of Red Bull. So, like, And I bought it because I'm starting to buy Red Bull more and more because I'm not sleeping well. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the shit that's happening in my residence. I don't know if it's the stress of just recent events. I don't know what it is, but I've been finding it hard to get more than like 4 hours of sleep. And, if that's just what it is, that's just what it is. I'm in bed for 8 hours and I only slept for 4. I gotta get out of bed. So I get out of bed, and then like my work starts to fall heavily because, well, I didn't really sleep that much. So like, I'm falling asleep while I'm trying to get shit done. It's just not healthy. So I employed a bad habit, or something I would usually try to stray away from. I just deploy caffeine into the mix, like, because I'm still fired up. I'm still fired up. I'm still working on getting some of the things I want to get done regardless of this momentary patch of confusion and sadness and despair and disappointment. But that's leading me towards like just drinking a lot of caffeine on a daily basis. And caffeine and nicotine kind of really ruins appetites. So I'm kind of doing it to myself when it comes to not eating, outside of my already pre-existing issues with appetite and eating, and truthfully body dysmorphia and things like that. Just not being really happy with myself. Like, I'm not eating. I'm stressed as fuck. I'm putting God knows how many chemicals to my body, and I'm still trying to meet a psychiatrist. I gotta get that planned out. I've been busy lately, so I'm trying to introduce more into the mix. Like my insomnia and just lack of being able to get proper sleep might kick up some more. I can't blame anyone but myself in a way. Like, I know stress plays a part into it, but the way that I treat and introduce substances in my life isn't really. It's not helping. It's not helping at all. I'm making it worse for myself in that field. It helps me in some fields. It's fucking terrible for me in the others. Because, having a Red Bull and chugging it in the middle of the day definitely gives me the sort of alertness I need to get work done. But in return, having caffeine in my system, having alcohol in my system, nicotine in my system, weed on occasion in my system, and then that's still coming off of a bad day of sleep. Like, I wouldn't fucking put money on me getting good sleep the next day. And then it's like a snowball. It just takes itself and it gets bigger and it keeps rolling down the hill. And then, as with everything, stress and all, the snowball's gonna hit me at some point. I got kind of lucky with last night. I actually got some decent sleep last night. But that's because I didn't drink any fucking Red Bull last night. I just kind of thugged it out because I didn't think I'd bother to buy more Red Bull soon. So I told myself to just keep the one Red Bull I had, just fucking figure out how to get through the day. And that day went fucking terrible. I didn't get anything done because I was so fucking tired. So fucking tired. And then I don't know if it's from the lack of sleep or the lack of eating or substances, whatever it might be, but the mood swings is getting fucking crazy too. Mood swing and just being able to not pay attention. I'm saying shit to my friends I still don't want to say. Like, damn, I guess it's a moment to speak about this shit, because my friend said it to me like literally earlier this day, like 3 or 4 hours ago. Like, we were playing the game, or like we were planning to play a game, but we were just kind of all talking. And I just remember he asked me like because we're in Discord, and he asks me to stream the game I'm playing. And when he joined the Discord call, I already started streaming the shit for him because I knew he would ask for it eventually. So he was like, "Yo, Hazy, can you stream your game?" And I just said, I said something. I like snapped a little bit in my brain. Like, it came off as aggressive. It came off as a little rude between cadence to the word choice. Like, it didn't sit right with me. So I remember saying it, and immediately I was like, I'm sorry. Like, that's not the things I want to say. That's not the way I want to say it. Like, no, I apologize. Like, I don't know what just happened to me there, but that's not okay. That doesn't sit well with me. And he just said, "Oh no, that sounded like kind of like, for par for you. Like, I didn't even notice it. And he said it, and I like laughed about this shit, and I kept apologizing a little bit more. But that shit kind of stung me in a way. That shit stung me in a way because it's clear, at least like kind of for him, he's used to me being on the more like snappy, abrasive side. Like I guess he's just heard it a lot, and that just that doesn't sit well with me because that's not who I want to be, or that's not how I want to be perceived. I don't want to be seen as someone who just like, I don't want to say this, I just sit here and I shift and I have all these like personality breaks. Like, no. It's not that bad. I won't sit here and say it's that bad, but I don't want to be seen as someone who just like is rude enough to notice, but not rude enough to cut off, like I don't want to sit here and be like, like the passenger princess of the car. I'm not going to say the nicest shit most of the time, even half the time, maybe even quarter of the time. Like that's not who I am. I still love picking at people for fun, but I want it to come off as I'm only doing it for fun. Like, like I want there to be comfort in what I say, and not just comfort because that's what I say usually, but comfort as in the statement wasn't even that bad. And I feel like what I said to him was like, it was over my limits. And I love picking shit at him. Like like I love picking shit at him. That's my boy right there. That was the guy I was gonna move in with. Like I love picking shit. I love kicking shit, but I don't want to be I call myself a dick. Shit, my mom makes a joke and says that I'm an asshole just because of the way I like to joke. But I don't want to actually be one. I don't want to be a dick or an asshole. I actually care. I worry a lot about the things that I say to people and the way that I act around people. And as much as I really do my best to distance myself from it, I'm worried about what people think of me. And that's just because what people think, like, and one-to-one direct, not just people spreading rumors and being dicks behind your back. But I do worry a little bit about what people think of me, because as quick as I am to leave people, I'm afraid of being left. That's fuck. Yeah, no, that's just how it is. I'm afraid of being left. I'm not too sure where it comes from, but I'm very dependent on people more than fuck. I hate talking about this. I hate thinking about this, but I'm more dependent on people than I ever would like to let it be known, because I guess I'm afraid of being exploited in a way. And I have to open up because it's impossible to make strong, good friendships and relationships with people when you put up a constant facade and you're afraid of being hurt. So I open up anyway. But I guess in a contrast, to make up for knowing that I have to open up to people to get the relationships that I want, I am very hostile at times, and I'm quick to drop people if I get afraid. If I get afraid and I get cold feet and I just want to leave. Which I guess, yeah, I'm still thinking about everything I said last episode. That's kind of a stark contrast, because I love to be there for people. I want to do anything for the people around me. I basically would get a second job and work myself to hell if that meant that everyone that's around me and everyone that I care for will be okay at the end of the day. Like, That's all I want. That's all I want. The people who can make me laugh, and the times, small times or not, where people are just kind of around when I'm not feeling too good, but they, put up with my bullshit because I'm full of bullshit. I want them to be all good, and that's the reason why I will break myself and make myself unhappy with myself just to make sure that they're happy. Just spending time, spending money, whatever, just whatever it takes. I just want to look out for the people around me, but I don't even truly know if I stick around people so hard because of a legitimate interest in seeing them do well, or if I stick around so hard because I'm so afraid of losing them. I don't know if my intentions are rooted in altruism, I guess, would be a proper word to put for it. I don't know if my intentions are truly pure, because I sit here and I say that I don't mind if people leave. I still kind of do have this perception where, if someone was to steal $30 off me, I wouldn't even be tripping off it, because that means I got rid of someone fake for $30. And people steal a lot more than that at times. I'm very quick to just put a dead to some shit and just say, out of sight, out of mind. Once you're gone, you're gone, and I'm not about to hesitate, and I'll pull that trigger and I'll kill it all, and then we'll be all good. I don't give a fuck, and you can cry about it, because I'm not going to. And I say that shit, and I do this shit, but I also still hurt. I still hurt at the end of the day. Whenever I lose someone, whether it just be for whatever reason, I'll sit there and I'll say I'll pull a trigger, and I will, but I will be hurt by it at the end of the day. And then, all that shit just makes me lean on other people a lot harder. I don't feel like I haven't really lost friends, or felt the need, or have been given a reason to cut myself off of people. As of lately, I've just been, I don't know how deep I want to go into this shit right now. I don't know. It's all hidden me right now. Just talking about shit. It's all hidden. But I haven't really lost a friend, or have needed to make distance from someone in a while. It's been about 2 years or so. And last thing I'm thinking of, I cut him off a principle. On paper, it sounds like some stupid shit, but it's just the principle of it. I remember I was playing a game with some of my friends. It was kind of a merging of friend groups in a way. I brought some people, my other friend brought some people, and then me and him were the main links between the two groups. But everything was getting well, and all that shit. I remember one of my friends that I brought along, he did some scummy shit to my homie from the other friend group, and he was just everyone, he was just not happy about the shit, and my friend refused to back down off that shit. And my homie was pissed, and I thought about the shit, and I was just on principle, you just don't, it's a game. I want to make this very, very clear. We were playing a fucking game. We were playing New World on release, and my homie stole a bunch of in-game money off one of my homies, and refused to give the shit back because he thought the shit was funny. Nobody took that shit as funny, so they cut him. So all my old homies cut him off, and then off of principle, because I just don't fuck with stealing in the first place. I don't fuck with stealing. I don't care how little or big you think the theft is. You do not steal. You do not fuck with your homies. You don't fuck with your friends. And I hold that sentiment regardless of if it actually affects me or not. So when he stole off of him and they cut him off, I cut him off. Now it's just it didn't matter if I knew him for the last 3-4 years. I told him, I was I brought it up. I brought that situation up to the friend group that we had in common. And I was just like, I kind of want him gone. Like, I don't even want to talk to him no more. Like, that's some scum shit. And they agreed. They was just like, yeah, that's some scum shit. And then it just died. It just died there. And I didn't really mind it. I kind of missed them in a way because we spent so much time together. But, you know, I just don't fuck with scum shit. I just don't fuck with scum shit. But it's just weird. It's just weird whenever someone you're used to hearing from, someone you're used to talking to, just kind of disappears. And there's levels to this shit. You know, there's a lot of levels to it. Ooh. Because, like, the friend that I cut off back then, like, we were kind of close. Like, you know, we would play a lot of games together. Every now and then we'd have deep conversations. But that was, like, kind of just it. Like, you know, like, I think in terms of the scale, it was relatively easy. It was easier to do it than, I guess, some of the people that I've lost contact with earlier in life, which I think kind of played into my fear of abandonment and my fears, I guess. I don't know. What's the word? I can't even think of the right words, but I have a very strong stance against me being codependent in any sort of way, despite knowing for a fact that when I lay down in bed and I listen to whatever I'm listening to and I dream about a happy life for myself for the future, to try to just make sure that I keep myself balanced by any means, I dream of codependency. I sit there and I dream about someone that is truly there for me the way I am there for them. But on paper, I just never say anything about that. Like, I do my best to just make sure it's not my image, I guess, is I'll do everything and I won't expect a damn thing in return. Like, I feel like I do a lot of shit without wanting anything in return, or at the very least publicly saying I don't want anything in return, because I'm just, man, fuck, I really am just afraid of being alone. I'm just afraid of. How many times have I said that in an episode at this point? I don't know. This shit's fucking me up. This shit's fucking me up. Like, I don't want to be alone. And I mean, why would I? I mean, I don't think anyone. You can enjoy being alone. I guess you can shoot. I guess, yeah, you can find comfort and happiness in being alone, but only when you choose to be. And I'm not in a state of mind where I'm not choosing to be alone. It's just at times I feel alone, and then I go into like survival mode, and then trying to, I guess, pull myself out of that dance of feeling as if I need to handle everything by myself is like where everything just kind of goes awry, because that type of fear and that type of, you know, I'm so used to doing shit on my on my V lonely, you know, type shit. Like, I kind of get stuck in it, and then it breaks a lot of shit that I have going on with the people who are the closest to me, because the people who I have so close to me, the people who have worked hard to be there, I feel like at moments it's hard for them to be there for me. Like, you know, they're holding my hand, but how good is that if I can't feel it? You know, like I get numb, I get cold, and I push, because that's what I'm used to. I'm used to not having people near me when I'm struggling and when I'm truly stressed and I'm losing it. But I'm used to it because that's what growing up, and that's just what life has been. And I guess like when it's not super survival mode, I just get scared of people just leaving, because then it's like I don't feel the subconscious need to be alone. So now I'm afraid of being alone. I don't want to just sit there and just have no one to talk to, no one to, conversate with about the most mundane shit. Like it just, mm, it all just balls up. It's all just balls up. And I have to work myself through my own history to not only understand where the feeling comes from, but I need to start to understand why does it hit so hard at certain moments. What do I need from somebody to break that cycle? And what do I need to do myself to break that cycle? Because that is the most unhealthy thing. That's the most unhealthy thing I have going for me when it comes to building relationships with people in general and romantically. In both senses, it gets increasingly hard for me to try to hold people close because I am deathly terrified of losing them. And I haven't, for one period in my life, I haven't lost people who are super close to me. We might have gotten distant, but I know that I could always pull them back in some sort of way, or like, we're still in orbit. Like my editor for this podcast, which by the way, I don't know what name to say publicly. Actually, I'm not too sure, but I'll call you Fluffy for now. I think that works. But to my editor, hello, I love you very, very much. But that's my homie, that's my girl right there. And we've been friends for the last 6 years or so. But in like the last year or two or so, like we stopped spending as much time together as I was used to. We spent like a good year or two, like, talking to each other every single day for multiple hours. And now sometimes, I might just hear from them like, once a week, twice a week. It was a change to get used to. Yeah, sure. But I didn't feel like I actually like lost them. I knew where they were if I needed to talk to them or I wanted to talk to them. And that was good enough. That was good. That was good enough. It's way different from knowing that it's like, over. Like, the amount of times I've gotten texts or messages or just had conversations with people where it's just clear. It's just like, yeah, fuck, like this is gonna basically be the last time we ever speak to each other. Ignore the fact that I texted you from dusk to dawn. We were talking from dusk to dawn every single day for the last year or last couple of years. That didn't even matter. Like right then and there, it just all just fell apart. I'll wake up in the morning expecting a text, and if I didn't see the text, then I knew that I would send you a text. We would talk until we would both pass out, or just, you just get used to the routine of shit. And then, there's been so many moments in my life where it just kind of got ripped away from me that I just got really used to just knowing that there would be no one there. I got used to it. I got used to it in a way. I did auditions and really not having any friends growing up like that. A lot of my friends growing up were piggybacked off of running around with my older brother, and just, they would put up with me because I'm there and my older brother is there and things like that. Like my homie I mentioned earlier, my best friend since third grade, he was my one and only friend for from third grade to like 10th grade. He was like the only friend I had. I didn't have friends. Like I didn't have friends before then, like pre-K to first grade, because I skipped second. Pre-K, kindergarten, first grade, didn't have friends. Third grade, he came up to me. We became best of friends from that moment on. I didn't really have friends. I had acquaintances. I didn't have friends from third grade all the way to 10th grade. And when I got to 10th grade, I made, at this point, because I was just talking to my roommate from 10th grade to 12th grade, my boy Michael. That's my man's right there. Him and like one other dude from high school, I probably consider like good friends of mine, which means that throughout my entire schooling life, in terms of IRL friends, I made 3 friends. Everyone else was just kind of there for the moment. All those conversations, back and forth, all the things I told him, everything like that, all gone. All gone. Almost all gone. Some of them I can still see and we can still chill in the moment, but it's not the same anymore. Like, if I was to even, I'm thinking of the people right now, if I called them right now or sent them a text and said, like, we need to talk, or like, I need someone to talk to, I don't even know if they get back to me in time like that. Like, that's just how it is. That's just how time changes. Like, I understand that, and no one got no obligations to be there for me. No one got obligation to be there for anything, anyone. But there's so many people I can think of that I was in contact with, people I was in close contact with, at least at the time, when I lost all of them for one reason or another. Most of them, it's not for my own doing. I'm a dick. I'm an asshole. I'm a bully. I'm a very aggressive, verbally hostile individual when it comes to it. But a lot of people I think of, all the people I can think of that I miss, and it kind of feels like things just kind of fell apart unexpectedly or things like that. I never really did anything, It's just, things just fell apart, or they had something else going on, and, guess I was just first on the chopping block. I don't even know. And then there's been some moments where, I just push people away, kind of going back to the whole conversation about survival mode. I've pushed away a fair share of people because, all the gears in my head started to turn. I didn't even know what to do. And I'm so used to dealing with everything on my own that, what good is love if you can't feel it? And I knew deep down, at least, that if I can't feel the love, then they need to leave. And it's not because I don't want to feel it. It's because I don't want them to sit there and just hope that one day they can feel my love again. Like, nobody should have to feel forced to deal with it. No one should sit there and feel love from somebody and then later have to question, like, is it there? Like, I don't want to put anyone through that, but I get cold. I start to shake. My brain, I start to shake, and I can't sleep at night. And I sit there and I stress and I fret, and I, like, everything gets bad. And, I do my best, or I try. I can't say I'm doing my best. I don't. As far as I'm aware, I'm doing the best with what I'm aware of. I'm sure there's better things I could have done. There's always room for improvement, but I did what I could in those moments, but it just wasn't enough. And I just had to call it the way I see it. Like, I feel like I mention him, like, every couple episodes or something like that. But my ex, I think about him so much because he was my first relationship, but in ideal vacuum, he was the, like, perfect partner. Basically, he did a lot. He did a lot for me. He did a fuck ton for me, and he tried hard as hell to try to hold on to me when I was starting to feel like my back was against the wall. But, like, I hit a breaking point. Like, I just hit a breaking point where I just told him to leave. I was just like, it's not working. It's not working. Like, it's too cold. Like, it's just too cold. I'm too used to it. And that doesn't excuse my fucking actions. It does not. Just because I have felt abandoned, I have felt cold, and I have felt alone, doesn't mean that I have to just keep perpetuating it. I have to challenge it at some point. So I don't even want to say that my fears and me being used to that type of feeling is the reason why I left the relationship. I left because I wasn't willing. I wasn't willing to try to change. Real shit. Real shit. I have to bite that bullet. I have to face it face to face, man to man, person to person, mirror to mirror. You know, I have to recognize that. At the end of the day, I made my decision. I sat there and I thought about it. And I thought about what I would have to put myself through to change, to be able to be there with someone, for someone, have them there for me in the face of adversity. And I folded. And I told him that he should just leave and find someone better. Find someone different, find someone better. So you can get what you want, because you shower me with so much love and so much affection and so much care, and I'm feeling so cold. I don't think I can even give that back to you. I tried for a bit and I gave up. I gave up on trying to reciprocate the love that he gave me. I gave up on trying to give what I've always wanted to give someone in a relationship. And you know, we spread our separate ways. We went our separate ways. And now this is gonna sound weird. Fuck, this is gonna sound really weird. But I think it was for the better. I think it was for the better. Just thinking about how much I've changed and thinking about everything that goes into a relationship, everything that goes into that relationship, I think that's not bad. There was not much wrong with that relationship. I want to make that fucking no. He's a fucking sweetheart. Like, but yeah, just like in general, like I think as much as it fucking hurt, and I assure you, that shit fucking hurts. I still have not cleared my phone to this day. I still have like the gigabytes on gigabytes of messages and the photos too. I saw all the photos somewhere. Like, I still have every message we've ever sent, like, to each other saved. Like, I have all of it, everything I could still have. Like, fuck, man. Fuck. Like, it really was a good relationship. It's something that I learned from deeply on so many levels, between just understanding what I want in a relationship to understanding what I want in my partner. Like, everything. Like, it taught me a lot. And I know from talking to friends and just introspection and guessing and, you know, all these other different methods I could mention, but I'm too lazy to. I know I got lucky to have genuine love in my first relationship, and it sucks that it didn't work out in the end. But you know, fuck, I'm the one to blame. I'm the one to blame, because I didn't want to hurt him any further, and on top of not wanting to hurt me further, I was afraid of the way I was gonna get hurt if I kept acting the way that I did, because I mean, you can only treat someone so poorly. You can only treat someone so poorly until they just, you know, they snap too. And I didn't want him to snap on me, and if he snapped, I don't think I would have been able to take it, truthfully. So I just made my exit. I didn't want to get hurt. I didn't even want to risk it. I didn't want to risk getting hurt. I didn't want to risk him getting hurt any more than he was already hurt by the fact that I just wasn't there. I just wasn't there in the way that I wanted to. The way that I wanted to, the way that he expected. And, you know, those expectations were kind of built on what I was able to provide in the first place. So, or what I was providing in the first place. You know, like, it's fuck. Like, that's just on me. That's just on me. But I learned a lot. So yeah, I really do think that it was for the better, because I spent most of 2023 cold as a motherfucker. And I think I was just cold in general, not even cold because I was still coming down from that relationship. Like, I shit, I feel kind of cold right now. Like, not even just because I haven't had my heater on, and I don't understand why it's like fucking 50 degrees and it's about to be May. But, I'm still kind of cold. Like, I'm still just in this spot where everything is very volatile in my head. And it's hard to kind of just trust people. It's kind of hard to just let people be near me. It's hard to do any of it. Like, I don't know. I know I have to open myself up. Like, there's no way I'm going to get what I want, which is apparently the end goal of codependency, being able to really trust and lean on someone the way that I want. I won't be able to get that without opening up. But I also gotta, stay open. I gotta learn how to fight for it. I gotta challenge myself in those hard moments where I'm already feeling like I'm being challenged by something else, to make sure I don't lose that. Don't, keep what you're gaining like in mind, even when you feel like you're losing hard as fuck. Because I don't want to just keep bouncing back onto well, I'll do it alone and I'll figure it out. Like, I don't want to do that, man. Like, fuck, I want to be loved. I want to be happy. And part of being loved and being happy is I need someone that will love me and help me be happy in those worst moments. But in those worst moments, I'm super fucking focused on survival that, like, I'll always end up getting it. I'm gonna end up fucking something up if I can't find that, like, balance. I gotta trust somebody. I gotta be able to trust that someone will be there even when things get bad. I gotta be able to trust that they won't abandon me. But sometimes, I just get so afraid of that type of shit, I'll just leave first. I don't want to be hurt. I'll hurt you first. Like, I gotta be okay with that. I gotta be okay with the pain. Because if it's gonna happen, it's gonna fucking happen. If someone's gonna leave, they're going to leave. There's no amount of begging. There's no amount of pleading. I'd imagine there's not enough money you could give someone to stop them from leaving permanently. Like, if someone wants to go, they'll fucking go, and you should just let them be. But I gotta stop being afraid of that scenario just happening out of nowhere with everybody that, I tune myself with. But it's hard. It's hard. My head spins. It's a whirlwind. Like, imagine a pair of die just being rolled constantly. Your dealer, your blackjack. I'm talking about dice. I don't know. Your DM, your dungeon master. You're playing D&D, and your DM is just rolling the dice constantly. That's like what it feels like. My brain feels like alphabet soup, in a way. Gotta find a way to relax, though. I gotta relax. I gotta figure some more shit out. I gotta spend more time sitting here and just, like, writing in my journal and just, like, trying to piece everything together, which is a very primitive way of trying to basically go through therapy without going through therapy. Even though I'm planning to go to therapy soon. That's a whole different. Maybe that'd be something that'll be something I'll talk about and I'll get into either soon or when I'm actually speaking to a therapist, a psychiatrist. I don't know. I don't want to get into it too much. I'm tired. I'm tired, boss. I'm tired as fuck. My head is spinning. My heart is hurting. And there's some physical complications with that. I'm stressing the hell and back, but I'm gonna figure this shit out one way or another. I'm not gonna let myself be deterred by what's going on right now, because I know from the way I lay down in my dreams, I know that this can't be it. This can't be the worst it will get. And I think of so much. I dream of so much. And all I gotta do is just work a little bit harder right now and just stay consistent in this moment and just keep that going for a while. And I'll find my happiness. In the small things anyway. That's what it's full circle. That's exactly what I was just talking about at the beginning of this. I love the small moments in life. I love the small things. I spoke about last episode. If I could just find someone that will love me and I can just get a cat, man, we'll be happy forever. It doesn't matter if I'm working at Amazon till, I croak and die. Like, as long as I can come home to a smile on their face and a loud ass meow from my cat, like shit, I guess everything gonna be all right. And that's my motivation right there. And I just gotta keep that in mind. And as long as I keep that in mind, with the smile on, try your best to get out your feelings, because let's just work towards survival. And once we're done with working towards survival, let's just work on being happy. We don't need much other than that. You just keep that head on the shoulders. And one of the most important things about keeping your head on your shoulders is keep that chin up. Keep that chin up. Try to keep your smile, but at the very least, keep that chin up. Keep that chin up, because shit, you don't want to drown. Don't nobody want to drown. It's not fun to drown. I know how that feels. Actually, I've drowned before. Don't nobody want to drown. So whenever you feel down, take your index finger, tap it on your chin, push your head up. Keep that head up. Keep that head up, because it's you don't want to drown. It's a high tide.